I apparently caused this confusion because none of the men in my comment section are under.
I was obese for like 21 years and then I lost weight and I had the opposite happen. But then I looked into it because I was like, why the fuck is everyone doing this? You're not gonna like the answer. So essentially they did this study where they like took men and women and then they showed like men and women like attractive people and unattractive people. And then they like gauged their responses in their brains to see what was going on. And they found that when women, actually I'll start with men first, when men looked at unattractive women, it caused the part of their brain that gets annoyed to light up. So like seeing an unattractive woman literally caused them to get annoyed, which is like a depressing thought. But then for women, women can't see men. If a man's unattractive, the women literally won't even recognize them as existing in their field of vision. People fucking suck.
You been one. Come on now. You been that.
All right, if you had a boyfriend and he said, I don't want you going to nightclubs, would you do that?
Yeah, I'd probably respect that.
Same.
Do you think that's being possessive?
No, I think that's being respectful.
Because it's a nightclub.
Yeah.
Right?
What?
Have you ever had a boyfriend?
I have.
Did you ever dump that fool?
All of them.
All of them?
I've dumped every one of them.
You dumped every one of your boyfriends?
Yeah.
Are you proud about that?
Yes.
That's
I've
my
never been
girl.
broken up with.
That's the
Never
girls
will
that I
be.
live for. So why'd you dump all of them?
They were all way more obsessed with me than I was with them.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't like it.
Yeah, classic, giving you too much attention.
Yeah, it was gross for
They
me.
probably tried to like share their feelings with you too.
Yeah, it's like, stop. I don't want to hear that.
What are you guys thinking? What are you
thoughts?
Guys, it's 2018. Come on.
What would you rate yourself out of 10?
I'd say a 6.
A 6?
Yeah.
How come?
Because I'm not like, oh my god, she's beautiful. I'm just okay, you know?
Do you love yourself?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. There's a lot of girls that say if you don't rate yourself a 10, you don't love yourself.
Oh, well, then I guess I don't love myself.
No, you do.
So where were your parents when you decided to jump into this porn business?
My mom was at home, and my dad, I don't really talk to my dad. So.
Your dad. Now, do you think if your dad was in your life, you would still be in the porn industry?
No, I don't think so. I think that's what kind of like...
That's the dad you got to stay in your daughter's lives.
Yeah, I think that was a big thing, because I didn't have like a father figure as far as like to, call up and look up to, so yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm not judging you for your life choices.
Do you think social media facilitates cheating more from the female perspective or from the male perspective?
In my opinion on social media, if you reach out to engage, then there's like a reason. So if you're in like a traditional relationship and you are monogamous and nobody's around, I don't know why you would be liking like sexy pics on social media. I super don't understand. I know a lot of people said they were okay with it, but I don't know, like I can understand liking like friend pictures. If you've got like a friend group, maybe there'll be like a girl in a bikini who's like out with friends, like on whatever. But if you're just liking like random like sexy girl pictures on Instagram or sexy guy pictures and you're like in a monogamous relationship, I don't know why you'd ever do that. Like, you can look at stuff and appreciate it, but as soon as you start engaging, I think that was the word used, as soon as you start engaging, like adding likes or especially like DMing, I just don't know what the reason is other than, I don't know if guys will admit it or not, but there's like some like secret cope in the back of their head that maybe one of these girls will notice or some shit, or you can like reach out at some point. That's what I feel like. Like when people reach out on social media or engage, it's for a reason.
Now more than ever, we're seeing a ton of guys abstain from relationships and abstain from dating as a whole. And on the surface, this makes zero sense because hookup culture is more prevalent than ever, and hookup culture is set to be exactly what guys want, right? So what's the deal? The deal is that this is proof that guys don't want hookup culture, and most guys are actually pushed away from dating because of it. The harsh reality is that most women don't want to date most men. So what ends up happening is only like this really high standard of a select few men get to actually date and experience hookup culture and experience the intimacy of relationships. And when those few guys have a plethora of opportunity in front of them, they end up being pompous. So what ends up happening is that most women only have dating experience with douchebags. And then the problem arises when women see that as all men, and then they go to what's actually all men and start creating this narrative that all men are trash, they're scumbags, and they only want one thing. So then you're left with the remaining 80% of guys being told that they are the villain in a story that they're not actually a part of. And because of that, we're seeing this Moses-like exodus of guys fleeing the dating scene. And the craziest part is that this promised land that they're trying to find is simply peace of mind and to be told that they're not the bad guy.
I'm just lonely. All my friends were getting married and I didn't want to be left out. I love you, but not in a specific way, in a generic way. I just need security in my life. There's nothing really special about you. But I'm tired of looking for someone better.
You're the best I could do. I couldn't lock down anyone I actually liked because they were either taken or out of my league. But you were within reach because you do that weird thing with your feet. It's probably smart to combine incomes and cohabitate at this point. And I'm just getting a lot of pressure from my mom to settle down and not chase these little hoes around anymore. So, I do.
She's such a bitch.